Hey guys, I decided that since it's fall, I was going to go ahead and do a quick overview of all the plants that I have, both to show everybody what I've got and also for me to kind of keep a record of where their growth is this year so that I can look at it again next year. So I'm just going to go over them all real quick and the ones that I know the names of. So that's my little propagation tray. So I made this, not really to be an arrangement. I'm not really good at arrangements yet, but I just kind of stuck a whole bunch of plants in here. I was running out of pots, so I've got some aloe vera pups in there, haworthias, and some little they're called ghosties, and I don't know what the actual name of them are, and then some little Christmas Carol aloes in there that are kind of there down at the bottom. And so that's that little guy. I have this big echeveria here that I sadly don't have a pot for either. Or I do have a pot, but there's other stuff in the pot that I would use for this guy, so he's just kind of sitting there and being oddly happy, so I guess that's good. And we've got some Crassivaria ogre ears that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with yet. I kind of got this little 4-pack, and I used one in an arrangement. You'll see that in a little bit. I have this Christmas Carol aloe. This is the mommy plant that those little babies came off of. I've got this guy that I actually don't know what it is. I only ever saw it the once. I have not seen it yet, and I don't think I've really ever seen it on any videos that other people I've seen online. So it's really cool because it's like kind of fuzzy, and I mean, I really love it. I just don't know what it's called. I got a firestorm sedum back here that I actually tried to kill at one point. I just kind of like left it alone, and it grew real big. So I decided since it was going to live like that, I'm going to let it live, and it's living in this tiny little pot here. And we'll see how long it goes. I got a tiny little, well, not tiny little, I got this pot where I put a whole bunch of guys that I had propagated, so these are all from propagation, and they're not very big yet, so they all got thrown in this pot together, except for this one cocoon plant that is currently sitting in there. I'm trying to let the little babies down there grow, the little pups, and then I'm going to take off some of these lower leaves and actually plant it so it's deeper, but I'm waiting for those to grow yet first. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I've got some more haworthias. I've got a lot of haworthias, actually. I've got some that have the variegated on them. That one and this one here. The sun's a little difficult right now. Let's see if I can... There. That's much better. And so I'm growing those with the hopes of being able to get some more variegated guys out of those. And actually, I didn't look at this over here. I'll show you. We've got a little pup growing down under this haworthia here that is almost all white as far as I can tell. So I'm kind of excited about that, but I'm letting that one just grow naturally for now. Another Christmas Carol. Got a little mimicry plant guy here that I got on clearance, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that. Some jade. It's a sedum of some sort that I'm just kind of hanging out with. I got this really tall haworthia here. With a whole bunch of pups. I got to get those off of there sometime. And then another sedum in here. And I've got this nice little arrangement that I kind of threw together, and I'm not really good at arranging yet, but you can see there's some bear's paw. I have another one of those echeverias, some ghosties. And then I've got this ruby slipper here that looks like, I'm pretty sure that it's getting ready to flower at some point. Like this is a flower stalk here and there. And one down here as well. So I'm kind of excited about that. I think there's a fire, yeah, there's another firestorm back there. And this is my other ogre ear. This guy came in at the same time as these ones down here. He came in that fourth slot there. But this guy was under a nice grow light, so you can see where that's kind of, he got really, really big because I guess he had better light than those guys did. I've got this guy here, which is, I think, in the agave family. It's got those really sharp spikes. It's really fast growing. I got it and it had like maybe 4 leaves. And now it looks like that. It's actually really kind of cool. Most people, you know, when they come, they see that right away. I got another jade here. This is a Christmas cactus that I'm propagating. It has peach blooms. I got it from my mother-in-law. Got my little pork and bean sedum back there. Had a bit of a problem where I put him out here and he was getting way too much sun, and so I'm kind of trying to hide him a little bit, but as you can see, he's still getting some sun. I have this guy, which I'm not sure if it's something called a paddles. I think I've seen people with bigger versions of that, but I'm not, other than that, I really don't know what it is. It might be a type of jade. It kind of looks like a jade. I have these from the arrangement from the clearance rack that I got. I was just making sure to get them healthy, and then I'm probably going to put them in arrangement. And here is that aloe that was looking so rough. A little bit of water really perked it right back up. So that's super happy. This is a new guy. I think this one still has the name on it, so I can cheat. That's an Echeveria. It's one of those ones that has the little indents in the leaves that I was really excited to get. There's another Haworthia. That one's got more variegation on it. Except for that little pup I showed you earlier. That's the one I have that has the most variegation on it. Another cocoon plant. And this one is a Pavloma. It's something that starts with a P. It's kind of an annoying one. I really like the way it looks, but I keep not giving it enough sun, and see, it's getting like really leggy here. So I might have to move that one around. This is my aloe vera, which is babysitting some little guys that are propagating. That's my aloe vera. Very proud of that. I've gone through a lot to keep that guy alive. And then I have a mother of thousands there that doesn't have anything on it right now. Got my little elephant ear hanging basket. And there's a little rainbow on there from my water bottle here. And then I have this rubber plant, which is another one that I've had for a really long time that I also tried to kill. Back in before I really knew plants very well, I was really good at like just giving up on plants when they kind of got rough. And this guy, despite not being watered like for months at a time, managed to survive, and now I'm trying to take care of him well, and as you can see, he's growing a new leaf, but I also let him get too much sun, and so some of these bottom leaves just kind of got sunburned and are really unhappy, so trying to save that now that I care. I have this wandering Jew here with the really long trails. Then we have to walk around here. I have my Christmas cactus that I'm still trying to save. It looks exactly the same as it did like 2 weeks ago, and so it's not dead yet, but it's still not alive. I have this huge bear's paw, which is like one of my prides and joys. I heard that they were really slow growing, but I feel like I haven't had this guy that long, and it was most certainly not this big when I got it. So it must just really like it here. I got my little string of bananas here, and it has grown some really long trails pretty fast. Made another basket of my wandering Jew. And then I have I'm pretty sure this is a Queen of the Night. I actually bought this one leaf offline and propagated it, and it is another one of those plants that I have tried to kill. I actually had 2 of them, and I did succeed in killing one of them. But now that I know more about plants, I think I might actually be able to take care of this properly. Before, that was just getting super leggy, and now that I've got it out here in the sun, it's a little too much sun because it's getting a little red on the edges, but it still looks pretty healthy, and it's growing all these leaves, so I think it's doing pretty good. And then back here, I've got my cordyline, which I noticed when I put up my other video with this in, you couldn't really see the pink all that well, but there's the pink on these leaves that I just absolutely fell in love with. And I just got this new leaf here. That one just came out, and I've obviously got that little guy there. And then here is my angel trumpet, which is doing pretty good. I'm not sure whether it's dying because it's starting to get cold and it's starting to go dormant, or if it was super unhappy with all the traveling it did. But all these little baby leaves up here have been growing since I got it up here, so I think it's still doing okay. Otherwise those would be, not happy anymore. And then down here by my feet, I have these two gold tooth aloes. I put them down here because the way the light happens on my deck, the down there gets light first. And I think, see, they're kind of getting a little stretched here. So I was hoping that maybe a little bit more light would cause them to be a little bit more compact. So that's just a testy thing, and that's why they happen to be down there at my feet. So that is my little collection of plants. In here, I've got two others that I'll show you in a second that are inside. And I'm planning on doing more videos, like to go in a little more detail on some of these plants, like all the crap that I went through to get that aloe to still be alive. And I've got stories about some of the other ones that might be interesting just for, how do you keep plants alive and all that kind of stuff. So, alright, I'll be back in a second with my last two plants. And I know that my channel says stories and succulents, but these orchids are things that I've had for quite a long time, and I really, really tried to kill this one. I've had this one the longest. I actually bought this myself, but this place by the window, apparently he loves it. All these roots are like brand new, and I'm pretty sure that that is another leaf stalk. I've gotten this guy to, and then this leaf is pretty new. I've gotten this guy to flower twice so far since I got any better at plants. And then this one here came from my mother. And it has this new leaf here since I got it, and I think there's another one growing in there. No sign of any type of flowering yet, but I have high hopes. They really, really like this window. They seem to like the amount of light that they get, especially for for blooming, and I'm trying to figure out how much water to give them, because seriously, it seems like I water them once a week and that's not enough, so I might have to up that a little bit. But there's those guys. So after taping the video for the orchids that I have inside, I realized I probably should do some sort of a, thank you for watching, and so please subscribe. And so here's my thank you for watching, and please subscribe. Just, give you a quick overview of all the plants I've got out here again. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some more videos with some of the more details on these specific plants in here, the stories that I have with them. And so, subscribe if you'd like to hear more about how I take care of any of these. If you want to comment and say which one you specifically might be interested in, hopefully it actually has a story. Some of them are kind of boring. This Haworthia story is, my mom, this Haworthia story is my mom didn't want it anymore, and so I got it. So some of them are a little bit boring, but others of them actually have a nice story to them. So, like the Wandering Jew is another one of those ones that I tried to kill for a really long time. So, alright, so that's it for now. Just let me know in the comments if there's anything in particular you'd like to see. Otherwise, I'm going to pick something and do it. So, I will see you next time. Alright, bye.